Welcome back to a new episode of the IP Cafe. Alec and I have taken some time off doing podcasts so much, just been super hyper focused on just work related things, and we've also been doing some webinars and just going to events and been all over the place. So this, I guess, will officially kick off season 2 of the podcast. And last year our main goal was always have guests, always have some really cool person on here. And don't get us wrong, we're going to still do that probably. But now, we want to take it a little bit more casual. We're going to shorten it a little bit. We're going to, just kind of have me and Alec talk for a little bit. I don't care. I don't know. I care, but I don't know if anybody really wants to hear us talking for a long time. But we figured we'll do something a little bit more loosey-goosey, kind of.
A little more relaxed.
A little bit more relaxed, because it could get stuffy in those rooms, I guess. I mean, you're talking to, last year we talked to Kelly, not stuffy, but we talked to Kelly last year.
Talking to some high-profile people.
We talked to, we talked to Kelly last year. This year, we talked to Kelly last season. We talked to Dr. H. Housefield last season. Chris Frew. We talked to some important people. Tom, Teresa, we can't forget about them, because if we don't say they're important, we might get in trouble.
Yeah, and we've got a surprising thing coming. If you guys have been following along with the launch of our new InfoPathways AI page, one of the cool things that we're posting right now is a lot of virtual Tom. And one of the things that we'll be bringing here soon is probably a podcast with virtual Tom. And what we're going to do is sit there and have a conversation with him and see how well he does compared to real Tom. It's pretty good so far. If you haven't taken an opportunity to do so yet, look at some of the shorts and stuff that have been posted on the page. But that's one of the things that's will be coming your way.
I'm really curious about what he's going to try to do with Sora 2 now, the new OpenAI image generation platform, because scrolling on TikTok or something like that, some of the videos, it's crazy how realistic they look, and I'm curious, because I don't know what he's using. I think he's using what do they call it? Nana Banana, which is Google's image generation platform. But I'm curious to see what he does with OpenAI's, because like I said, the Sora videos are just. I've been fooled. I've been fooled a couple times.
Yeah. That opens up a kind of a topic here that we have to be aware of. So for us trying to help people stay secure and be aware of cybersecurity, the deep fake stuff is not just as corny as it once was. It's really realistic looking now. And there's still certain things that you can look for to see if it's legit or not. But the way the technology has progressed so quickly with it, it's a lot easier to go ahead and confuse somebody now. So you really have to be careful when looking through anything that's AI related. I see a few people posting things on LinkedIn right now with little advertisement type stuff, and it's not that level of the AI yet where it's going through and making things that realistic. You can tell in the videos and stuff, somebody's face is
glitchy,
a little glitchy. Yeah. The way that their actions are not as smooth or something like that. But it's only a matter of time before everybody has their hands on that level of it and is using it.
I don't disagree with that. Like I said, Sora, I follow this page on Instagram, and this is a free plug for them, but it's called Evolving AI or Evolve AI or something like that. And he gives a weekly update of the things that are going on in AI and different advancements and stuff like that. And a few weeks ago when they announced Sora 2 coming out, they announced the number of downloads, because it's a separate app from OpenAI's ChatGPT app. So they announced it, and it had 50 million downloads in the first week or something like that, which is just like it's just crazy. And now like it's growing, and the image generation stuff is just like, it's so advanced, and like, not to scare people or anything, but you think about the like what's any video, like everybody really has videos of themselves at some point in time of them doing something on the internet. Like for us, like you gotta think about us, and this is probably not great, but like the amount of content that can be trained on how you and I talk, the mannerisms that we have, the things like that. Like it's going to be easy for a model to be produced of just you and I just yapping away because of all the podcasts and stuff like that we make. So if anybody gets a call randomly from me or Alec, where we hop on there and we look a little glitchy, believe me, it's not us. Just be careful out there. It's crazy. And we just did the webinar on this. It was myself, John, and Ravenna. Alec got a day off from being the content man at InfoPathways all the time. And we just did this podcast, and we were talking about webinar, and we were talking about just the importance of AI in business, because it's such a hot topic. We're learning that there's a lot of things like shadow IT going on, and shadow IT sounds like really creepy, but it's not. It's just employees using different forms of technology that are not aligned with that are not like whitelisted or approved by your organization. Your organization just doesn't know about it. They live in the shadows, hence the shadow IT thing. Shadow IT around AI has been a big thing. I'm losing track of my thoughts here, but we were talking about how organizations are not like paying attention, and employees are just using AI all the time. And it was like 1 in 2, or 1 out of every 2 bosses have no idea. So 50% of the bosses just don't know that their employees are using AI every day. And that's why it's important to have things, especially in business, that you can't do with like your personal life. That's up to you how you want to use it. But in business, AI, like you need to have some sort of policy around it. Policy, sets of procedures, like what is ethical? What platform are you going to go with? Like, does your organization allow for you to have multiple platforms? Is your organization using some sort of secure chat AI that is available, or not chat AI, but chat AI platform that's available, where you have your conversations, but it then deletes the conversations later, or won't save anything, or it's hosted in a one-off server farm in Virginia somewhere that no one can get access to. So yeah, it's that was really the main focus of the webinar, and we were talking about just like policies and procedures and being careful, and all the things that go into it.
I think that's the problem is, everybody just, it's such a free for all right now. And if we just use it without putting those guidelines or those guardrails around it, like what are you opening your company to? So the quicker that like companies can wrap their arms around it and figure out the best use case for it for their employees or for their own use, the better they're going to be positioned with it. And like you said, with the stats about people that have kind of abandoned it and stuff, like we don't want to see people abandon this and just move on, because it's here to stay. And whether people like it or not, it's one of those things that you can use it to do the smallest task to improve your life or your workflows, which is, I think, more what we're trying to focus on right now, not replacing jobs or anything. But
kind of given free content. Sorry, Alec, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But kind of given like free content from the webinar way, but we have this like rollout method that we kind of use alongside of another organization, but it's called crawl, walk, run. And that stage right now that, at least I know a lot of organizations are in, they're in that crawl, they're in that crawl stage, but they're trying to run. and they're trying to do like crazy, amazing things that are going to completely change and shape the way their organization does business every day, and so on and so forth. Like that's the run stage. That's the stage where you're rolling out you're building. Now I'm talking from an agentic standpoint, but you're building really complex workflows into an agent that allows you to feed scientific or construction data into something to be able to put out a quote for an RFP that's like super in depth, that estimates costs, and like go on, so on and so forth. It's super in depth. And then there's, I mean, where they really need to be, and most organizations are, and I saw another stat and I posted about it on LinkedIn, but there's like 90% of organizations fail in their initial rollout of AI.
Mm-hmm.
And that's honestly, it's because they're trying to Teresa uses this a lot. They're trying to change an engine or trying to change a wing on a plane while it's in the air or something.
Yeah, trying to do too
Name,
much too quick.
But they're trying like they have an organization to run, and they're trying to do all of these things, and they're trying to do way too much, and they're like, oh, well, sorry, I forgot we're not explicit. I almost cussed there. Oh man, we need to implement AI. Like let's go out and build something crazy out of Claude and like use that as the LLM that we're going to build this massive, whatever the hell it might be. And instead it needs to be the little things, right? And like I have it like not even checking my emails. It's, I use Copilot every day. I use Copilot. Hey, go find me a document in SharePoint. Because, I mean, our SharePoint's organized, but like I don't want to go through digging through like marketing to go and find something that we're going to hit in like a folder somewhere that I have trouble finding, or a proposal that I built somewhere down the road that's in like in our sales and marketing folder that I'm like, where the hell is it? It's easier to just be like, hey, give me that document that's in regards to XYZ company, and the contact is Jane Doe, whatever, and I can plug it in there, and it'll pull up the document I'm looking for, and it's like, oh man, that saved me 15 minutes rather than 30 minutes digging for it.
So the interesting thing, I'm looking at a stat right now, the projected annual visitors by source. So what this is looking at is, are people going to stuff through LLMs or just using like a traditional search method, which is just like going to Google.
Mozilla.
Yeah. And the projection is, which I think this is fair for, I mean, it's not really surprising to see the projection, but like your traditional search is going to continue to go down, whereas people are just going to use the LLM to take them to something. And one of the things that was released this week is Google's latest version is essentially going to a web browser on its own and doing things, as opposed to just scrolling the web. So it like opens a web browser and does all that. So it's kind of interesting how it's kind of pulling it, which, I mean, to a degree, I think we kind of utilize part of that as it is. I mean, if you talk to Siri or whatever, you're not physically searching something, but utilizing something else to give you that information.
Oh yeah, man. I'll be honest and I'll expose myself, but I'm a Claude guy, so I use Claude for everything, and I mean, that's like I still use Google, don't get me wrong, like sometimes for the nostalgia of it, but I go to Claude and be like, find me a document about this, or find me something that's related to cybersecurity and AI, or CMMC compliance or something like that, and I'll have it go and like find documents and articles about like when this is coming down the road, and I don't have to sit there and dig through Google. And like some people may argue like, oh, you're not using your brain the same amount or whatever, but it's like, listen, I can go find those documents and be educated, and not educated because I'm not, but I can go find those documents, find that information, learn a little bit in 30 minutes compared to going to Google, searching for the document, then reading, and then doing all of that, which is going to take me an hour, 2 hours. Like, I'm just knocking out time. I'm just being more efficient. And I think that's the other kind of area that folks often don't quite understand with AI. Like, I think a lot of people understand that it's there to make you more efficient. But I think a
Well,
lot of people see it as like, oh, it's going to take my job. It's going to replace this. It's going to replace that. And potentially at the end of the day, it might. But also, it's really just a tool. Like, it's a tool in the toolbox. It's no different than any sort of software platform that you might use. I mean, it's a little bit deeper thinking, but it's no different than from some software platform you might use to, help you be more efficient. We have a CRM. The CRM will help us gather context, keep everything in one central location. We're not using an Excel sheet. We're not using our email and hoping and praying, or using our big brains to keep track of all of our contacts. All of that's saved in our CRM, and that makes us more efficient, makes us better.
well,
And
the
that's
other
exactly what all of the AI models that people use do. Sorry, go
the
ahead.
the interesting thing with it too is, and I don't know if people have noticed this, as if they go to Google. Well, I use Google most of the time, so I for searching stuff. So, not a Google fan per se. I'm not a fan of
It's a Microsoft house here. It's a Microsoft.
Microsoft House, but I'm not a Bing fan. So, um, I still go to Google for searching or whatnot. But like when you go to search now, within that up top, it's got
Oh, the Gemini summary.
well, not just that. Like that thing, that's the AI overview. That kind of started like a couple. I feel like maybe a year or two ago. And at first, it was like, yeah, it's kind of so as far as the information it provides. Yeah, and one thing we would suggest is, if you're ever looking at that stuff, make sure you're verifying it before just going off of it.
Yeah,
Like,
you
look at
can
the
anymore.
links, make sure you're verifying. As we say, trust but verify. Um, so, but also at the top, there's an AI mode in the search browser now. So it is utilizing that aspect of stuff, and kind of like what you said, like you just go to Claude and do stuff. Like, I'll just go to Copilot, because I have the Copilot app on my phone, and I'll have it make me meal plans and stuff for the week. And
Yeah, just make sure you check it. don't don't sign yourself up for something you don't want to do. Dude, I have I'll expose myself a little bit. I have previous like workout plans that I got from like uh, college athletics, because I don't want to bring up the other topic, the sport, because you give me crap about it. But
I don't care.
when I was playing baseball in college, I had all these workout plans, and I loved them, and I thought they were absolutely great, and I was in great shape in college. Of course, I'm younger, but I was in good shape. So what I did is I took those files and documents, because I still have them in my email. I might get in trouble for that, but that's okay. I have them in my email. Coach sent them to me, and I fed them into Claude, and it kind of brought them all together. It followed the program perfectly, gave me a one-sheeter of everything that I wanted, and now I don't have to like go through all the Excel sheets on my phone while I'm working out. I'm like, let me figure out what I'm looking at here. I just one sheet, week one, leg day, and then it'll give me my leg day and all of that, and I just kind of like throw it all together. And
Nobody likes leg day.
I I was a pitcher in college, man, so
So
pitchers
you didn't
were
have to do a
big
bunch.
leg guys, core legs.
Really? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
see. I don't know that much about like workout routine for baseball. So like, I don't know.
I was a big leg day guy.
I feel
Leg
like
day,
you don't
'cause,
do
like, you
much
want to be able
running,
to throw, right? Like you go and work out, like you want to be able to throw a little bit.
rotation, and all.
So like I could go into a full biomechanics breakdown, but this is not that kind of
I mean,
podcast.
for for
But yeah, so anyways, back to my
uh,
point.
I was gonna.
the
I was like, for showing pigs. There's a very certain
just
phys-
don't bench press and
huh?
maybe deadlift a little bit, because you're like down there. You got
You
the
got to be
motivator
hunched
has a
over.
little
You're trying to have that good form to show your animal. Showing steers is easier. You can stand up.
Yeah, that I don't know anything about that.
There's it. I mean, there's this one dad who posts videos all the time now of his kids showing, and I don't know, they might be in high school or something, but their intensity in like,
Dude, the hyper focus is crazy. They're just
you know
like
what I'm talking about?
eyes are wide and they're just like
Yeah, like we
fucking.
were like that, but we weren't we weren't that intense back then. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I
back
cursed
on
you.
topic.
You have to edit that.
Do you
Are we
come?
getting a guest? Is there a guest?
Yeah, Ravenna's popping in.
Come on, Ravenna, get in here.
Anyway,
Sit in the middle seat and take the mic from Alec.
she walked away. She can't hear.
Oh.
Um, but
But
yeah. So like that, you part one of the seminar is now available on our AI page on our website.
yeah.
Go take a listen, and then there's two more parts that are going to be coming out. Still kind of around that same approach
Mhm.
to kind of get deeper into it. So like we're just talking real surface level stuff here. If you want to learn more, go check out the actual seminar from the other day.
Yeah, it was. It's a lot more informative than these kind of conversations. We're very like informal here. We're just here to have a good time. We want people to listen. We want people to you know, if they're sitting in traffic on 270 to listen to us or something. The webinar is much more of a focused teaching. This is how we do things at InfoPathways and how we roll things out to our clients. Hence, part one. What are you doing?
You said this is how we do things, and it led me
This is how we
into
do it.
it's
Yeah,
Friday night.
it's a much more educational focused type of conversation. We could be educational here, which maybe we have been. I don't know. Our guests have been, not us.
Well, we've had a lot of really smart people.
We have had a lot of intelligent folks.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I mean,
People know.
huh?
Sorry, people are a lot of messages, people calling me and everything. But all of our guests have been much more intelligent than us.
So, I mean, like you said, we've been really busy these past few months with different things going on. The other thing that we've been working on is helping people with the CMMC compliance, because those deadlines are approaching quickly. I think it's November 10th is when phase one realistically needs to be complete.
Yeah.
And then there's several other phases to that, and most of it's geared around cybersecurity and stuff. But for companies that aren't ready for that, and if they're doing federal contract work or bidding on that, like they're going to have to meet these requirements in order to continue to do that work, or they're just not going to get that funding and those jobs coming to them. So,
Oh yeah, man. It's
another hot topic.
people have, and CMMC has been like the high point, but there's a lot of other compliance regulations that are coming out specifically around cybersecurity, but that have been coming out. So CMMC. So I want to be clear. CMMC seems like a very new topic to a lot of people. CMMC, which is the cyber maturity model, something like that, is a compliance, a regulatory compliance standard that's been around for 5+ years at this point,
Mm-hmm.
I think, and it's not something that is new. And the important thing is that reaching these levels of compliance are no longer just like good to haves; they're musts.
Right.
So we're not talking about just an organization. Oh, I'm SOC 2 compliant. Congrats. No, like it might help you bid on work. And if you're SOC 2, typically you're going to be CMMC level 2, 3 compliant. But CMMC, for these compliance levels, it's now affecting companies' ability to do business. And it's not something that you can just shrug off now. I'll get to it next month. No.
Yeah,
It's not something you get to next month. It's
well,
something
it's literally a month.
What's that?
It's literally a month before phase 1 needs to be.
Yeah, we're a month out of needing to meet CMMC level 2 compliance, or at least phase 1 compliance.
Phase 1, yeah.
And phase 1 compliance is pretty easy. You meet like NIST 171.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, you're going to meet level
fully
1
implementing. Level 1 requirements include fully implementing 17 security controls and an annual self-assessment using the methodology in NIST SP 800-171A for applicable security controls.
17 controls, very easy. A lot of organizations are already there and they might not even know it. If you want to say you're CMMC level 1 compliant, go for it. Now, when we're talking about level 2, it turns in from like 17 controls to like 117 controls, 120 controls or something like that. Like it is so much more in-depth information that you need and controls that you need to be able to meet, that a lot of organizations are like, well, I'm level 1, how hard can it be? Very. It can be very hard to get there. And like, I'm not going to sit here and go through the whole like how you do it, because then I'm giving away the secret sauce, but
we're helping some companies with it as it is, and it's involved. So it's like something you don't want to be behind the ball on. Like if you haven't started doing it yet, you need to. Then it's something we can help people with, but it's not a light lift.
No, it is something that, listen, you can do it in a hurry, and a lot of times you do things in a rush, you're going to miss things. There are tools. There are tools that we enable. There are tools that other organizations enable that allow you to get full scope of what exactly needs to be turned on, or like the control that needs to actually be implemented, that make the process easier. But at the end of the day, it's not something you just do overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take organizational buy-in to be able to make it happen. And if you don't have full buy-in from the whole of the organization, good luck to you, because there are people that are just going to go and do things willy-nilly that think that, hey, I don't really need to do this. This is not a big deal. Like, I can pass today. Well, what if that day is the day that you're going through your assessment with your 3PAO? Good luck, because they're going to check you on that. I find that so funny too. This is way off topic, but we were talking about Star Wars in our conversation with Stephanie.
Yeah.
But
you guys were
they're called C3PAOs, and all I can think of is C3PO.
That's like, I mean, it popped into my mind too as soon as you said that. Like,
right, and I think it's intentional, and I know I'm probably sound like I'm lecturing, but yeah, man, CMMC level 2 compliance is a big deal, and also it's no longer just it's no longer just defense contractors that fall under this as well. You mentioned the construction industry. Listen, if you are a prime, subprime company that does anything with the United States government, you have to live by CMMC level 2 compliance, period. There's not even an argument. We can talk about it.
And that's one of the things, like Ravenna and I went to the Meet the Primes this past week and got to talk to a lot of those contractors and stuff. And all these folks have to meet this because they're essentially doing this work. And the good news is a lot of the ones that I talked to, I sat there and I said, hey, are you guys ready for this? They're like, oh, yeah, we've been working on it, which is good because I feel like a lot of people, when we first started talking about it, probably like 2 months ago or more, a lot of people were behind the 8 ball. So it's good that a lot of people are kind of on top of it, but it also makes me wonder how like as you said, like did they just kind of rush through it and do it, or are they really taking the time and making sure they're meeting all those requirements? Because you can half-ass it, but it's, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yes, it's a lot of work to be prepared for it, but your company is going to be in a better position in the end for it anyway, as far as cybersecurity and stuff goes. And that's kind of the whole purpose of it anyway, is this whole world is continuing to, it's just getting worse with the cybersecurity threats all the time. So realistically, the government is wanting to make sure that if they're giving you information on a project, or if you're doing something with them, that you have the proper security stuff in place to keep that stuff protected and secure. And if not, they don't want to work with you. It's not. It's not like they're. It's not like people just like doing stuff with NASA with highly classified or just military stuff that their blueprints or stuff. This is blueprints for roads or any of that type of stuff. Information could be shared. They just want to make sure it's all secure and protected. And
oh yeah,
companies can no longer not take this stuff serious. And I think you and I both see regularly people that don't. But
yeah, man. So you have I'm not going to tell everybody who our clients are, but you have a larger client that is in the process of doing this, and I have a much smaller client, and they work at two separate industries. And we've had like conversations about just what they're doing, like what one organization is doing, and one client has 100 and some odd people, and they're $100 million company, and the other is they're like a $30 million company or something like that. But they got to live by the same exact rules and regulations, no matter what. Oh, I'm a small company, I don't need to worry about it. I'm a big company, I already know, I already do these. No, you don't. And it is not the same way, and you can't ignore it. It's just like when we let off the AI podcast. Say, well, I'm not really using AI right now, but I'm doing good, I'm making money. Well, that's only true for the next couple of months at this point, how fast AI is running. That's the same thing with CMMC. I don't really need to live by those controls. CUI, what is that? Don't care. No, you'll care when you lose 15% of your work that you do on a day-to-day basis, because now it's like, it's not even just the prime contractors that fall under this regulation. It's now like subcontractors that fall under this regulation. So to be clear on what a prime and what a subprime is. So a prime organization, for people that might not know, are the Northrop Grummans, the Boeings, the Airbuses. Like those types of folks are called prime contractors. So they're always going to be the people that have big bids, that are getting billions of dollars in federal work, whatnot. And then there's subcontractors that those companies hire some of the work out to. And so Boeing might be a bad example. Raytheon might have some sort of like technology work or something like that they're bidding out, or that they've won. Well, Boeing might not have the same team for cybersecurity or AI implementation. So what Boeing will go do is they'll go and reach out to a subprime and say, hey, XYZ Technologies, can you help us with cybersecurity work? Sure, whatever. Or they'll throw out an RFP for one of those companies to bid on. One of those companies bid on it that don't have CMMC compliance. That's the first thing they're going to look for. Are they compliant? Nope. Okay, see ya. And they're not even going to pay attention to them. They're just going to tell them to go away, come back to me when you're actually compliant, and then we'll revisit. You can have the lowest price in the world. If you're not compliant, no one cares. No one cares. I'll tell you to go away. So prime, subprime for everybody that wants to know or cares.
I care.
Well, thank you.
Hey. I appreciate your explanation.
Sorry, I need to be super in depth, but I don't need to be super in depth.
What?
But Yeah, the CMMC compliance is interesting, but all compliance levels are starting to be highlighted because cybersecurity, while it's been an issue and a thing that's been going on for a very long time now, is becoming even more highlighted with the implementation of AI and the usage of AI to be able to get into systems now. We used to get phishing emails. It would be spelled wrong. They wouldn't know what they were, like it would just be random crap. I get phishing emails now. Man, they know my name. They know where I work. They know where I went to college. And all they did was
talk about it all the
tell
time.
me about Desmond Grimes and give me some information about the company he works for. Throw it in ChatGPT. ChatGPT will be like, oh yeah, Desmond Grimes went to Hood College. He works at InfoPathways. Yada yada.
In love with
And those will
baseball.
reach out to me. Desmond, we have shared experience at Hood College. Wanted to talk to you about whatever. I don't know who everybody I went to college with, but it's a thing. And now it's important to have these controls in place before CUI or classified, unclassified information is shared. Sorry, that sounded backwards. So again, sorry, I don't want to go into this, but I will. What is CUI? So CUI is classified, unclassified information. So it's classified information that has been unclassified by the government. So it's classified to your organization.
This is when we put the little rainbow, the more you know.
The more you know, explained by Desmond Grimes, who probably doesn't know what he's talking about. I think that's what CUI stands for. Let me make sure.
Wow.
CUI stands for, I'm sorry, controlled unclassified information. It's information that is controlled by an organization, and then it's been unclassified by the government. You're allowed to see it, but as regular civilians that are outside of that organization, they are not allowed to see that information. Get it? Got it? Done. So it's all really interesting stuff, and that's what Alec and I have been diving into so much over the last
Couple months.
3-4 months, just going through and talking about AI, talking about CMMC. I mean, we still talk about some of the regular IT stuff, data management, network infrastructure stuff, but we've been really, lack of a better term here, in the weeds with just some of the stuff that's been going on, specifically around like federal government work and then just AI.
Yeah.
Strike while the iron's hot, right?
Well, I mean, it's also like where I'm located, we're right here by DC. So all this stuff is right here, front and center, everything all the time. Anything that's happening there, it's very easily felt throughout the environment here too. So, all the government entities are right around here, which I don't know if they're all open or not right now. I don't know which ones are still working or which ones aren't.
They're contractors. They're working.
They
might not be getting paid today. They're working.
But like anything that these federal regulations, like the people that are looking through this stuff and kind of pushing that are right down the street. So it's more like the companies I think are even more impacted by it around here than further away. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of that way with anything. Like the further you get away, like it's maybe not as stressed as much, but like you're hearing about all this stuff all the time.
Listen, there's up there it's a big highlight, and at some point maybe we could talk about some of the issues they've been running into with federal funding being
that's a topic to bring Chris back for.
It is being not eliminated but more closely monitored, and that's just something that we should Chris Frew.
Yeah.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, which him and I have talked about this a lot recently. Um, it's just
It impacts. So you and I, we spend a lot of time in life sciences and working with biotechs, and that's just what we do a lot. But it impacts every industry right now. Every industry is impacted by the regulation or the slowing down in federal funding. It's across the board. I think that I don't know what thought I was going with there, but yeah, it's been slowed down
it's been
quite a bit, and it's impacting every industry: construction, life sciences, probably another one that again, defense, aerospace.
That's one of the only one that's not, but
Really,
yeah,
I mean, defense is always going.
that's well, defense is one of the ones that hasn't been really affected as much, but um, again, like everything else, like I said, is local here, so
Nonprofit.
the impact here,
pretty hard too.
yeah, well, the impact here in Maryland is just everywhere.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like down here in North Carolina, there was a lot of folks that were laid off or lost jobs, specifically here in Winston. There's a couple federal like database or databases that were impacted down here. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Not databases. I'm just sorry. It's end of day, so I'm like mentally not there right now. But there's a lot of organizations out here that were impacted too. But I think it's across the board. I don't think it's East Coast centric. I think it's just across the whole of the state. So, but yeah, I mean that's something that we should bring in Chris Chris Frew to want to talk about, get his opinions, and even if we went and talk about it with Kelly a little bit and see what she thinks. But yeah, I mean we're dealing with that right now. But at the end of the day, like business is business. We're going to keep moving. We've seen our fair share of success this year. We've felt some losses too. Companies getting smaller in our area is never a good thing. Specifically, the government kind of shut down some funding for life sciences too. So I don't know.
We'll stay on.
See.
We'll see how this progresses. But
yeah, I mean, we made some big pushes here in North Carolina that have been able to kind of make up for some of that stuff. So just keep on going, see what happens.
Real quickly before we hop off, we're getting close to the holiday season here, so a lot of holiday events starting to pop up. Any big plans this weekend or anything?
This weekend?
Yeah. It's fall, man. Like the fall weather setting in here. Maybe you're just sitting around watching MLB playoffs. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I can't tell you how happy it made me to see the New York Yankees eliminated from the playoffs. I was so happy.
I think that makes everybody who is not from New York happy.
Not mutually exclusive.
Yes,
I was pumped about that. I don't know. There's the North Carolina Fair or the Carolina Classic Fairs down here. I've already went. I saw some hog racing. Watched some of that. That was a blast. I may or may not have been not sober for those, but okay. I had a good time. Rode some rides. I'm not a big
ride guy. Rides?
Yeah, I'm not a ride guy, but I got on. Listen, when the wife pulls you out and she's like, "Hey, will you get on this with me?" You don't get a lot of the opportunity to say, "Nah, I'm good." I had to get on some rides.
I did that in my past life, and then I realized that I get sick on rides now, so it just makes a miserable day for everybody.
Yep. So yeah, I'm not a rides guy, but they let me throw a baseball, so I won a bear for. So I feel good about that. Not a bear. It was a Highland cow, and I need to tell John Mangus all about it.
Yeah, we need to see a picture of this.
Huh?
We need to see a picture of this.
Yeah, I'll send it. I'll drop it. But I don't know this weekend. I'm gonna watch some football. I'm a Colts fan. Life's great. Danny Dimes out there just throwing the rock around. My Mets are out of the playoffs, so I don't know who I'm cheering for baseball. Probably Blue Jays. So I don't know. What's your weekend plans look like, Alec?
Got another wedding. And
Getting married again?
No, thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm fucking so sorry.
Again?
You can cut that out if you want. I'm sorry.
Wow. No, just another wedding. Just making somebody else's day special. That's my part-time gig. So
I'm such an asshole.
making special days for other people. I'll have my chance one day.
Your time will come.
My time will come. Maybe not. We'll see what happens.
I don't know, man. I'm just it's a long week. I think for everybody, be nice to get out. I'm not a big fall guy, but I do have the flannel on today, so.
Yeah, you're beating me. Like, we went to an event last night and people like showed up and I was like, man, this is huh?
Showed up in flannels?
Yeah. I was like, looks like John Mangus. And then John Mangus showed up and he was wearing a vest, but it wasn't the same as me, so he felt okay because we didn't match.
Listen, I did dog trivia last night. You got extra 5 points if you wore a pink sweater. So went to Target, got a pink sweater, threw a little black vest over the top of it. Looked great. No flannel for me. But it was colder than all hell outside last night. And I woke up this morning, and when I took my dogs out, I was like, this is just brutal. So threw a little flannel on because I can't be cold. Like, I don't do cold. There's a reason why I live in North Carolina. I hate that. I hate
love the cold. Love it. Glad it's
I'd rather it be 55 or I'm sorry 150 degrees outside than it be 50.
That's miserable. I mean, I like going in the sauna, but like I just have like gym shorts on, so like it's bearable.
I'm a psycho. I'm not going to go out in jeans. My grandfather lived in South Alabama for his whole life. That man never left a pair of jeans. He never wore shorts ever in his life.
I mean, if I could, I'd wear shorts and a t-shirt every day. But
South Alabama in the middle of July is hot, and it's like sticky hot. He'd be out there in jeans and a Alabama roll tide long sleeve t-shirt. Like, dude, aren't you hot? No, I'm good, buddy. It's crazy.
All right, well, I think that's a good stopping spot for now.
Yeah, man, let's do it. Sorry, we were rambling there for a minute, but yeah, looks good. Appreciate everybody listening, and wish everybody we're recording on a Friday, so happy weekend. But I'm out. Everybody have a great rest of your week.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Have a good week.